I released every starting quarterback in the NFL to see what would happen in a season. Now, as we're making this, there were some hangups. Guys that are on the IR, such as Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. For some reason, in Madden, you can't release those guys. I don't understand what the issue is, but for some reason, Madden doesn't allow it. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to jump into this. I put everything on auto, so I have no control over the Packers or any other team, and they are going to sign whoever they want. To start with, there are going to be some signings before we even get into this. People are going to sign before the preseason, bigger names like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. They're going to sign. But what we're going to do is we're going to sim to the regular season when everybody should be signed and see where everybody ends up landing. And we have officially made it. What we're first going to do is check the free agents to see if anybody is still out there, and the answer to that is just Joe Flacco. For some reason, it wouldn't let me release Anthony Richardson, so Joe Flacco had to be released. But he's the only one still out there, which means everybody else has signed with a team. And we are going to go through every single team to see where everybody's landed, and Josh Allen ends up on the Bears. Shocker there, Bears finally get their guy. Next up, Jordan Love goes to the Bengals. An odd one there. Burrow to the Bills. Stafford to the Broncos. The Browns decided to sign nobody. I guess they don't really have the money to sign anybody. And Purdy goes to the Bucks. Drake May to the Cardinals. He will be throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. That'll be a connection amazing. And then Kyler is off to the Chargers. He's got money. Receivers. Baker to the Chiefs. Can he keep them at the level they're at right now? Bo Nix to the Colts. Bryce Young to the Commanders. That seems kind of weird. We'll see who the Panthers ended up getting. The Cowboys, I guess, are sticking with IR Dak. Couldn't release him. Derek Carr to the Dolphins. I might be a Tua hater, but I don't know if Derek Carr is that much worse. Next up, Jalen Hurts stays on the Eagles. Interesting there. Jaden Daniels goes to the Falcons. Rodgers to the 49ers. I feel like this is a match made in heaven. I could be wrong. I feel like it is. The Giants get their franchise quarterback, it looks like. Stroud goes to a divisional rival in the Jags. Interesting. And then the Jets, finally, cursed no more. They get Patrick Mahomes. That should help them out a lot. Jared Goff goes back to the Lions. The Packers don't pick up anybody. I guess they're sticking with Malik Willis. It's worked for him. And the Panthers got Geno Smith. Not going to be great. And then Justin Herbert to the Pats. That'll be interesting. Kirk Cousins to the Raiders. Sam Darnold is now a Ram. That one seems a little odd. Tua is a Raven. Daniel Jones to the Saints. See, we're still waiting on... Who are we waiting on? We're waiting on a big name. I can't think of his name. Lamar. That's who we're waiting on. Will Levis to the Seahawks. Does that mean Lamar went to... No. The Steelers signed Jameis Winston. And there he is. Lamar Jackson goes to the Texans. That's a match made in heaven, too. The Titans get Russell Wilson. And the Vikings don't go with anybody. Nick Mullins is going to be their starter. 62 overall, Nick Mullins. Wow. This took a lot of time to make, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe to show your support to the channel, and also comment who you think the best team is going to be. I feel like the Eagles are probably going to be one of the best teams. Texans, as well as the Jets, could be pushed over the top, though, by their new quarterbacks. So what we're going to do is we're going to sim a couple weeks down the line to the midseason and see kind of where we're sitting. Who's doing good, who's struggling, if there's been any moves made. We'll see all of that here in a couple weeks. So looking at the standings, I predicted the Eagles would be one of the best. They are. Jaguars are also up here. Same with the Bills, Broncos, Rams. Chiefs with Baker are doing pretty good. And I mean, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Here's a better view. So the NFC East is doing awful. Bryce Young can't do anything. Cooper Rush, I believe, is the starter for Dallas. Caleb Williams has not got anything off. And somehow the Lions, with the same team, because Goff re-signed, are now 2-4. The Packers with Malik Willis are 4-3. I assume they haven't picked anybody else up. We can check that. Tampa Bay is doing great. The Panthers are doing pretty good too. The Rams, the Niners with Rodgers are doing great. Drake May's got his team at 4-3. Very interesting start here. Yeah. Players that are thriving with their new teams, though, is Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers is now on the Bengals. He's got the most passing yards, struggling with the touchdown to interception ratio, but it's not Toyotathon Love yet. Don't worry about it. Joe Burrow second now with the Bills. I forgot he was on the Bills. Makes sense why they're doing so good. And then Stroud 18-4. Great for him. I'm just now seeing Mahomes 22-5. That's an MVP type season right there. 5th in passing yards as well. He's playing better than he is in real life right now. He is not having the greatest season. You got Lamar, who I feel like should be doing a little more. He's probably doing a lot in the run game, though, so you got to give him that. Geno's doing his thing. Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy. Rodgers is down here, even though he has the lead in the NFC West with the 49ers. Now, when looking at interceptions, Josh Allen and Bo Nix have been doing the best, but the worst has been Caleb Williams with 15 interceptions. Now, even as a Packers fan, I gotta say this is kind of wild. He is a lot better than that. Russell Wilson is doing great in real life. The 11 touchdowns are good, but the interceptions aren't. And then Kyler is 5-13. Jaden Daniels 6-12. Let's just say Madden's not doing the greatest in sim right now. But with that being said, we're going to sim to the end of this season, go to the playoffs, see who's in it, what happens with the MVP, best quarterback, all of that, and possibly hop into a playoff game, most likely just the Super Bowl, though, to see what happens and, see if any craziness does unfold. We've officially made it to the playoffs, and to start out, we are going to check the stats. That's going to be our first thing we're looking at here. Is Malik Willis, we can see 27 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, a really up and down season. But Joe Burrow just stayed on top throughout the entire season, ended 44-11. But Patrick Mahomes went 52-12 with just 500 less yards. Baker had a great season. I assume that means the Chiefs are in the playoffs. Jared Goff, a lot of interceptions. Same with Russell Wilson. 27 for Derek Carr. What are these interception numbers? These numbers are just wild. It was either looking like you score a touchdown or you throw an interception every single drive. I don't know what's going on here. Jordan Love ends not the greatest in passing yards. After the first couple weeks, he was on top. Not anymore. Lamar, a great season, 33-7. But I want to see these interception numbers compared. So the worst in the league was Caleb Williams with 31 interceptions in 17 games, followed by Derek Carr with 27, Kyler Murray with 27 as well, 25 on Jaden Daniels, Nick Mullins with 24. That's the only one that makes sense out of all of these. Will Levis has 22. That one kind of does as well. This is just insane. How many guys? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys had over 20 interceptions in a single season. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that just does not feel right at all. I can't even... I don't think that's right. I don't think there's been that many interceptions thrown in at least a recent season. And Caleb Williams throwing 31 of those? That might be a record. I was wrong. That's not a record. George Blanda actually set the record in 1962 with 42 interceptions. In the modern era, Fran Tarkenton was the last one to throw over 30 interceptions. Jameis Winston threw 30. But, since 1978, that is the most interceptions in a single season. So when I was talking about the Giants finding their franchise quarterback, maybe they just ruined another quarterback. But with all that being said, we are now going to check out the playoff bracket, which has, oh my goodness, Joe Burrow takes the Bills to the number 1 seed, as well as Aaron Rodgers and the 49ers. I can't remember all the quarterbacks, but we have, I believe Justin Fields is the starter for the Steelers still. And then the Texans have Lamar. Tua is on the Ravens. And CJ Stroud on the Jags. You got Matt Stafford coming in, taking the AFC West from the Chiefs, who now have Baker Mayfield, keeping that 5 seed there. Jalen Hurts staying with his team. Bryce Young took the Commanders to the playoffs. Good for him, man. And I'm just realizing now you can't see it, but the Bucs do have the 3 seed. I forget who their quarterback is. I'm going to be completely honest. I know the Panthers have Geno. Bears are the 4 seed with Josh Allen, and then Sam Darnold on the Rams. I think that's pretty good. I went 13 for 14 on quarterbacks here. You can't say I did a bad job remembering. But here we go. We are going to sim to the Super Bowl, see who's in it, and then we'll jump in, see if we can get some action from these 2 quarterbacks on the wrong teams. It's going to look a little cursed when we go in there, but it is the Commanders. Bryce Young is going to the Super Bowl. And here's the full bracket. The Commanders and Bears faced off in the NFC Championship, and the Chiefs and Bills. But the Bills take it this time. No surprise here. Rodgers loses in the divisional round. Are we shocked? Absolutely not. Now, we do have the yearly awards to check out before we look at the Super Bowl. And to start here, we got Joe Burrow winning the MVP. I think he should be higher in the consideration for this year. I don't care that his team's doing terrible. He is carrying them every single game. Jalen Hurts in second. Patrick Mahomes, that low is kind of shocking. I think he went 52-12. I could be wrong on that, but that's tough not to give MVP. Baker in 5th, Lamar, Josh Allen, Stroud, Rodgers, Darnold, and then Jordan Love. Just incredible seasons by all of them. But, Mahomes and Burrow had 2 great seasons. That now is going to give us an opportunity to jump into the Super Bowl, though. Joe Burrow and Bryce Young in the Super Bowl is something that you would not ever think of seeing in real life, and this just looks wrong. That looked wrong. Burrow in the Bills jersey, Bryce Young in the Commanders jersey. I can't even. Bengals fans, I'm sorry. This is not something that you want to see. But here we go. We're going to sim it out, and to start off with, the Bills are getting the football. They're moving it up the field. Burrow is having no issues, and they're going to score on this first drive. Touchdown, Burrow to Kincaid, 7-0 Bills. And Bryce Young struggling to get it moving at first, but they start getting it moving, and they are going to get a touchdown and respond. Bryce to Jeremy McNichols. He's not relying on those top guys like Terry McLaurin. Great job by him. And now they're moving it up the field again. Touchdown, Washington. I'm hoping that... Whoa. What was that? A 70-yard pass? 66 yards. 66 yards from Burrow in the air to tie it up before halftime. I'm hoping we can jump into this, and I think we're going to be able to, as Bryce Young scores yet another touchdown. Burrow moving the ball up the field, though, and it's tied up. We are going to be able to jump into this in the fourth quarter, and Bryce Young leading them up the field, and they're only going to get 3 out of it, which leaves 3 minutes and 14 seconds for us to watch Joe Burrow. So here we go with 3:10 left. Burrow is leading the Bills out, down by 3. All they need is a field goal. A touchdown would give them the lead, though, and we possibly would get to see Bryce Young on the field. Burrow completes a short pass there for 4 yards on first down. 2nd and 6. They're in the shotgun again. They got motion. Burrow is throwing it across the middle of the field. And who is that? Shakir. I forget his first name. And Burrow throws an interception. I completely forgot Shakir's first name. It might be Khalil, but it doesn't matter. The Bills might have just lost this game. 1st and 10, they're just going to be running the football, and Robinson's got a little room. He makes a man miss, breaks a tackle. What a run. Okay, I checked. I had it right the first time. It's not, what was I thinking? Khalil Shakir. I'm a casual, I guess, and Brian Robinson with a run that might end this one off. What a run there. Down to 1 timeout left. The Bills don't really have much of a shot anymore. Absolutely nuts. Bryce Young seems like he is going to be leading the Commanders to a championship. The 8-9 Commanders. Just insane. Absolutely insane. This is not a team that you would have expected possibly to even make the playoffs. They started out, I believe, 1-5. Something really bad. They were not doing great. They somehow make it to the playoffs, and now as time is ticking down, the Bills at best will have about 20 seconds left when they get this ball back, unless they throw it here and Bryce throws an interception, which probably will not happen. And it doesn't. Terry McLaurin with the catch. Milano takes him down, and that's going to do it. Bryce Young has led the Commanders to a Super Bowl. Not only led them to the Super Bowl, won it. Led and won the Super Bowl for the Commanders. Dan Quinn has got to be a happy guy on that sideline. As here we go, Bryce Young to take the final knee and end this game out. And he does it. He does just that. The Commanders are your Super Bowl champions. And what happens if we release every quarterback in the NFL? Bryce Young ends up on the Commanders, and he wins a ring. That's what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. And if you've made it this far, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and, just leave a comment. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me something that you enjoy, something you want to see more of, anything. Tell me what you guys want, and I want to be able to give that to you guys. But thank you guys so much. I will see you guys very soon. Peace.